All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are for the Paragon EU Qualifiers into their exhibition event, which will be held in August. Pithing Legume here. We're going to have our first match of the day between Ascension and Ignite. Ignite, of course, a team that has a couple of YouTubers on it. We have, of course, the well-known Agsace and Hollow on this team. Also, one of my good friends, iFairless, gonna be hanging out with Braum and Lazarus, so we'll be seeing how they end up doing there. Meanwhile, on Ascension, we've got a couple of names that I've heard before and seen around the scene. I don't know why all these messages are getting deleted, but Nightbot is going ham. And yeah, we'll have to see how they do. I don't always know a whole lot about these teams, but you know what, we're going to be seeing how it goes. I'm not really sure why they have nothing going on during the draft or why they just went through the entire thing, but I guess we'll go through the lineups quickly. So for Ignite, damn, I don't even know where to start with this. It's a lot at once. So we got a mid lane Bellica. And then an off lane. Oh shit!
Team Ascension.
Oh my gosh, that can be a little bit lower.
Ignite.
Rip my ears. Rip your ears, please. Make sure you donate to increase that prize pool, apparently. And you can see that the match has not ended yet. We're about 4 minutes behind that. Oh, it seems like the stream on the Facebook page is offline. But he's still live on his side. So already dropping a couple frames here. But we are getting into our game, having a nice little view. Oh, damn, went off mine. Shout out to Epic. In any case, we can introduce our teams here on Team Ignite, which is on the right side in case you were not looking at the earlier draft. We've got iFairless playing a Narbash. Fangmal will be handled by Ace. We've got Lazarus playing the Kwong. Generation Howl, he's going to be handling the Ranger roles as the Sparrow. Braum will be playing the Belka. Meanwhile, on Team Ascension, we've got Welu playing the Greystone. Inser, he's going to be handling a Yin. Here that we don't get to see a whole lot. Nanox will be playing Rampage Art Core on the Decker, and then finally Sung handling the gadget duties on the mid lane. So we're having a nice little view of the freezing here by Generation Hollow. Looks like he might want to get a little bit of help from his Narbash eventually, but iFairless just doing some things on the map. You can arrive to lane a little bit later as a support. Try to get an early advantage on the wards. We're trying to get Nate in here. He was having a little bit of an issue with the stream. So, Paragon Challenger League. Yes, that is the English cast, obviously. Hey, guys. 250 question marks in that prize pool. Oh, my gosh. This is so wonderful. Shout out to Gameaholix for hosting this. All right. Let me know if there's any issues on the sound or anything. I don't know. I guess I have to watch the entire screen right now. In case you don't know, I usually do a lot of the observing for, if not all of the observing, unless I'm not there for Paragon Competitive League. So, what the heck is that? Looking good. Looking good, guys. Love it. Anyway, love that we can see Discord here. There's a reason I have my notifications turned off for Windows. Might want to get that done, Gax, guys. There's the right teams. But yeah, in case you didn't know, I do the observing for PCL. So I guess I have to be a little bit more vigilant this time and try to see what I can't actually see on the screen. So in terms of the early game, we haven't really been getting a whole lot of views of the mid lane. We are having the buffs coming up here at about 3 minutes. So exactly 3 minutes in case you wanted to be exact. So will be quickly making their way into the mid lane. Now, the Kwong doesn't decide to go in with the green buff while the Rampage does. We'll see if that ends up making the difference as Lazarus getting low in the mid lane. And Nox is going to get the first blood here. just running in with the green buff, and that's the advantage that that gives you. They're going to go into Fearless here as well, hitting the boulder. Ugh, my frames are weird. They do get a second one here, though. Just able to follow up on the Fearless. That was set up by a really nice boulder toss from Nanox. And they're going to throw another one in there at the tower. I don't know if FaZe is available to play yet. You guys keep saying, where's FaZe, where's FaZe? I see that on YouTube all the time. But by Epic's competitive rules, a hero introduced to the game will not be available until 2 weeks after its release, and we haven't gone to that point yet. So stop asking for FaZe, goddammit. If you're not going to see her at least until Tuesday. Notification of what? In any case, look at the scoreboard. Great scoreboard here. I don't really see anything useful. Nah, I don't see anything useful right now. It's a pretty standard start from both teams. So can we get that off the screen? Thank you. In any case, Ace trying to do the best that he can on this lane. A lot of people like to hold their off-lane tower for as long as possible, and he might be able to do it a little bit longer against the Instant. He does have to get in a little bit further to get some damage onto that tower. We see that this damage isn't as much of a priority for Hollow, as he's getting wellowed down quite a bit in the other lane. And here comes Kwang. Yep, finally getting the camera over to the lane there. Throw in the... what is that? Holding them in place of the heavens. I think that's a pretty good name for it. Anyway, Nanox ready to go on the mid lane again, but what he doesn't know is that he's already been scouted out, so that lets Braum know that he has to get back to his tower right away. Oh, they actually have their names in the German cast. Did you know that? Yep, all alone here until Nate gets his stuff figured out. In this early game, what we're looking for are the fast level 5s on the offlaners and the mids. So we see Sung not yet up to his Tesla Dome, and Braum still needs to get his Neural Disruptor. So here we go back again onto Wello. Lazarus going to get in there with the Kwang, looking for a tether. Oh, he's going to not even need to get it. His Generation Hollow hits a shot, gets the kill. And that's the important thing. They get the Greystone down before he gets to level 5, so things significantly easier. Now, a lot of people think that once Greystone gets to 5, that's basically a free pass on the lane. But with as much coordination as we expect from Team Ignite, I think that without a whole lot of help, the Greystone could be in a lot of danger. So just as Ascension have gotten the tier 1 tower in there... oh, where are my frames going? In the safe lane. Down quite low. It's going to be Ignite's chance to get started. Oh, nice little stun onto Nanox, stopping him in midair. The tether's going to keep him away from Hollow as well. Nice peel from Ignite to get them out of danger from the Rampage. That was a really nice stun mid-leap of him. If he had gone any further, he would have been right on top of Sparrow, giving her a much lower chance of getting out of that one alive. Throwing everything at that buff, and I guess they didn't manage to catch who got it. So this is, of course, the best of 1. We have a lot of teams in this one, and that's going to force the teams to play... oh, wow. Rampage got angry at the wall. It's going to force the teams to play a lot of games. In case you did not know, this cast is supposed to go from 1 p.m. CEST, which is 1 hour ahead of British time, and go until 8 p.m. Or the last game is supposed to start at 8 p.m., which means that the stream will go until 8:30 or 9, depending on how fast that game is. So it's going to be quite a long cast. Generally for the PCL, we try to keep it at about 6 hours or less. The last one did go kind of long. Oh, also, if Twitch is acting up for you guys and it's not just a stream, usually I'll say when the stream is... oh, me either. Usually I'll say when the stream that I have is dropping frames. If you're experiencing issues beyond that, just watching on Twitch, you can catch us on YouTube. Hopefully there's an exclamation YouTube command in the chat that you can use to get to that, but we do have that available for you this time because this is not associated with the PCL at all. We are just casting this in English out of the goodness of our hearts. Not so much the goodness out of my heart. Shout out to Narender. He knows all about that. But because we are not affiliated with the PCL, that means that we do not have our partnership with Twitch active for this, which means that we can restream on YouTube. So use the exclamation YouTube in the chat to figure out where that is, and maybe that stream will be a little bit better for you. Generally, it has been in the past. Taking a look at our early items once again. We have the early Empyrean Mask for Ace. Really do like this item. If you're familiar with Dota 2, I compare it to the Power Treads where you can switch between a couple of different attributes. The Empyrean Mask gives you the ability to have more damage, more survivability depending on the need, as well as some more mana regen. So the UI doesn't really deal with showing that too well at all for spectators, but it is a very good card to have. Starting the aggression out in the mid lane. The Rampage hits the rock on the Lazarus. He's trying to get underneath the tower, but Rampage does not care. Rampage angry. Rampage going to go right underneath the tower, tank it up, and get the kill out on the Kwang. Not the easiest hero to take down with his inherent tankiness, but they do it anyway. Yes, so in case you were wondering, for me, it is 7 a.m. Got up for this. Not entirely happy about it, but I'm happy to be bringing the stream to you guys. So first, I mean, right now, Ascension are leading on the kills. Now you see a little bit of posturing for the Raptors right now. And the thing is, you can't really just go right in on that in the current state of the game, because Raptors still will hurt if you don't take them fast enough. And wow, Havoc are just not Havoc. Rip Havoc. They're not able to participate, but Ignite, they are, I don't know, they're hesitating a little bit on this one. And you see how much damage Fearless already took. And now Ascension thinking about initiating here. You see Decker walking right in, trying to get the stone on the Fearless. They should be able to take him out here, but the question is, what can Ignite take in return? It's going to be a 1-for-1 so far, with the Yin going down already. It's a very valuable kill for Ignite. Hollow not going down just yet. He is going to eventually fall to the gadget. Yeah, he's going to fall to the gadget as Kwang still tries to do his thing inside of the Raptor pit. Hasn't really been too effective at all. Look at that beautiful map. Can't see anything under it. Well, actually, you can if you look close enough, but it's very difficult to see. And oh, there it fixes itself. You saw this a little bit on the quote-unquote learning cast that was on Play Paragon yesterday. Their own map was broken on their stream. In the middle of all of that, 2 Raptors got taken. Generation Hall was right there in case you missed him. He was right in the middle of that pit, ended up getting killed off. Fearless still trying to finish off the quenching skills. Interesting choice by him to have the 6 card points and then 2 into regeneration items while not finishing off the quenching scales. You do need 7 points to finish off that item, so that's an interesting choice from him. Because he could just sell one of those cards, but he decides to go with the extra regen anyway. And I don't think that's shared with his team. Usually you have to get the order cards for to get any kind of regen shared with your team off of those. So yeah, that is a bit of an interesting choice. Taking a look at our wards right now. Just a few scattering of wards over the map. Most of Ascension's wards focused on the Raptor pit, which still has 1 Raptor in it. That's actually going to cause the Raptors to respawn much later than they would under normal circumstances, which I don't really know who that benefits. I guess the team that has a slight advantage, maybe Ascension, would give an Ignite a little bit of time to get back into this one. But on the other hand, if you can secure yourself the Raptors every time, then not taking them fully out kind of diminishes your effectiveness as a team. But it is an interesting thought to just purposely leave one of those Raptors up so you can give yourself some time to get an advantage. Nice little rock is going to stop the potential of a stun for my Fearless, keeping him out of that fight. If your internet isn't good enough for 720p and Twitch isn't giving you the opportunity for the quality options, what you can do is you can go over to our YouTube using the exclamation YouTube command, and you can, I believe, let me check real quick actually. Yep, they give you quality options at any stage on that one, so you can actually go over to the YouTube and change the quality. Meanwhile, we do have a fight here. Yin places down the Gale. And alright, here we go. Somewhere on the map, Sung is getting the kill on the A side. Fearless is going to take the death in the jungle though. So it's a 0 for 2 across the map. Oh, Decker Cage is also going to keep Generation Holland getting that bonus kill. And yep, Inster's going to jump right on top of that one. Bonus kill time. This also leaves Wello to do whatever he wants over in the right lane, taking a tower all by his lonesome. Nice red wall there. So yeah, that YouTube channel is a service that we're able to offer to you guys because we are not partnered on Twitch on this channel, and we are not associated with the PCL when we're doing this cast. Although the NA qualifiers next week will be. And if there's any issues with sound or I don't know, stream issues, I can't really help you with, but sound I can try to fix in terms of levels. Or if it gets all weird and stuff, I can try to do something on my end. Hey Nate, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. So how is the wonderful Nate doing today? Does it work now? Well, that's good. So the French team, Team Ascension, have been doing pretty well to start out this match. They're working really well with the Rampage rotations, and Greystone's just been doing his thing in the right lane. So, yep, that's basically been the start of this game. Oh, you're right. You're right. It is not coming through. But hello, Nate. You're here now.
They can hear me now. They can hear me.
Yeah, they can hear you now. Yep.
Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. I'm not depending on your time zone.
Yeah, it's definitely morning for me. That's definitely a thing. Here we go, fight on the mid lane. Braum is going to get caught out a little bit. Lots of damage from the sticky mine. Now we turn around. Can we actually turn around and see the action that is still going on here? Rampage is going to jump right on top of the Fearless. The only kill to go on here was just trying to tank things up so that Braum could get away, which he does. Just hanging out at the tier 2 tower. But this French squad is looking mighty feisty here.
Yeah, they're not letting the names get in the way. I know a couple of the players in and Artcore I've heard of before, but we know that like, Generation Hollow and RGS Ace and Fearless, they're big names in the community already.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. It's been said a lot, and I guess we have to bring up the question: are YouTubers even good at Paragon?
I don't doubt the skill level that they play at the sort of at the MMR cap, so they definitely got the skill to be at that level. But as a team, you know, a team competitive environment, it's a different environment than just sort of the public games. But I know Ignite have been putting a lot of scrims in. They've been scrimming a lot against Toronto Esports, and they've been getting the practice in. They've been definitely putting the training in. Yeah,
they've been streaming a lot of the top teams, putting in a lot of matches there, and of course putting them up on YouTube, which you guys can catch on their respective channels. We'll have to see how they do here. And remember, this is only game number 1 of a very long group stage, all happening today here in Group A. You're gonna see, yeah, that Greystone easily gets out of there. So even if maybe Ignite aren't doing so well in this one, there is a lot of room for learning, and also a lot of room to demonstrate endurance, which so many games in one day, it's going to be a really tough road for the teams.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not used to this sort of lengthy day where they have not been entering, so the tournaments like the PCL or some of the other tournaments that are available, they may not be used to having so many intense matches so close together, and so it puts a lot of stress on the teams if they're not used to playing for that length of time.
Yeah, and it's a lot of stress too. Like, it's not just your normal playing pubs. Like, you can play pubs all day. A lot of people do. They stream for a very long time, some of them. But playing 9 competitive, I think it's 9. Playing all, well, actually less because a lot of teams have dropped out. But playing a lot of competitive games in one day can take a physical toll on you, or a mental toll, and that eventually that builds up. So
Yeah.
in terms of the cards, we've been seeing a lot of Mad Spore Sash build up since the changes. Twitch.tv/Gameaholix TV. Right there. I don't know why they're showing that. In any case, we've got the Decker cage out. On to quite a few. Ace about to be taken down. Nanox is still tanking up all the damage for his team in that big HGH form. Popping himself full of steroids, and as quick as you can see, we've got a 3-for-1 so far. Hollow about to go down. We could get a little bit closer in that one. The Sparrow does fall, and now we've only got Braum trying to make his way out as Abelica might have a stun up eventually. Could be turning around to look for it, but the damage is there from Yin. They'll finish off the full 5-man team wipe. Everybody's down, and Ascension are free to do whatever they like on the map. They might go for tier 2, or they could just go for Raptors if they want to. Or maybe they make their way to OP.
It looks like they're going that way. That was a very, very good team fight there from Team Ascension.
Tell me, Nate. Tell me about it.
No, it was they got the frontliners in the front line. I mean, I know it sounds like basics, but getting your frontliners in the front line to soak up that damage, you know, both the Rampage and the Greystone just doing the thing and being that block in front of the damage dealers. And unfortunately for Team Ignite, they just couldn't really collapse on that as well as they wanted to.
So a huge fight for Ignite as they lost it. Yeah, not Ignite. You know, it's a lot more difficult without the team names on the screen at all. Now I know how you casters actually feel in the PCL. But Ascension take the really big fight, and they also get an OP on top of it. So they're going to take this opportunity to get back into the base, spend up all of the cards that they earned off of that, and should be making a pretty good push towards the tier 2 towers right now.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, the lanes weren't really set in their favour. Obviously, it was a snap OP decision, so they had to take it. They've got the advantage of it, but the lanes aren't really set in a way that they can push down a tower into an inhib easily now. They've got to do some work and set a lane. This gives Team Ignite the chance for them to just push those lanes out and make it as difficult as possible for Ascension to lay siege to one of these inhibitors.
So, with that OP, it's time for Ascension to make a push towards the OP, towards the tier 2 tower with the OP buff. And in case I didn't mention, it's early for me, goddammit. Rock actually does hit on the Braum, and they don't get the secondary stun from Decker. That's an interesting thing that I haven't mentioned at all. We have both Rampage and Decker on the same side, which happens literally never.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get that sort of pick. I mean, Rampage seems to be fallen by the wayside now as a jungler. He's not he's not a Grux, he's not a Sevrog. But in this new meta, you never know. Double stun is always good when you can lay out this much damage.
And here comes that initiation onto Ignite. Lazarus, the first one to fall. Decker Cage is going to keep in the Sparrow. A couple frames dropped there by the stream. But, yep, Rock goes out onto Braum. He's about to fall as well. Hollow and iFairless really can't get into this fight at all. Against OP as well, they're really having trouble getting back to their base even. And look at this, the French team, they're going to have Mercy. This is a country that they like to say waves the white flag, but they seemed like they wanted to back up there. And it looks like they're actually going to go in. Yeah, I don't know. Trying to take some shots while it seems that Ascension are taking all of the shots here. Quickly taking down Ace. iFairless about to fall. Does. And Hollow will be the last one remaining on his team that have all been sent back to the base. Oh no, the core's going ham. Probably the most effective member of the Ignite team right now. It's going to force the Frenchman back.
That thing is so punishing when you haven't got minions on it, OP buff or not. It's just the new buffs that they gave to the core now is really effective.
Yeah, they're going to keep on going though. Still a lot of seconds until those main members of Ignite respawn, but Braum is going ham inside the base. 2 minions on the core and a couple of heroes. They're still going to back up, though. They don't believe that they can finish this one at all. The core is, I believe, within 20% of going down, but it's time for Ascension to count their blessings and try to regroup.
I mean, off of one OP, they must smash the tier 2 an inhibitor and 80% of the core's life. So I think they got. I mean, they could probably finish there if they'd have committed fully, but I think they did enough there.
So, Ascension still in pretty firm control of this game. They don't have the OP buff anymore, but this does give Ignite a little bit of time to breathe, maybe start a fire under their butts, which they clearly need, having only gotten... That can't be right. I can't actually see the the number of kills on Ignite, but they do have 7.
So it's 20-7 on one side, and we don't know.
We've got Gameaholix Paragon beatdown on the other. Oh man, we had it for a second there. That was close.
So yeah, I mean, I'm assuming no one has committed suicide to a green buff yet. So I'm assuming it's the 7 kills to 20 on the other.
Okay, so one thing that's been coming up a lot in this most recent iteration of the meta is the prevalence of the stasis gems on heroes, and we do have one on iFairless right now. Could help him out a little bit. It's a very cheap card now at just 5 card points, and it also gives you some power. You have the ability to build up some there as well. It's really an amazing card that was utilized a little bit before. Now you see it on as many as 2 or 3 heroes on one team now in a game. So it's a card that we've been really seeing a lot in the last PCL and now in this event.
Yeah, I think any sort of hero that you find dives into the back line a lot. Say you're going to see a Quang throwing a Judgment of the Heaven and then bring down the Fury of the Heavens, and then he'll ult. So when the enemy team try to collapse on him because he's gone too deep, he'll ult. But he's already done the damage and allows the rest of their team to jump on it while they're focusing on the Quang. Those sort of tactics are being employed with like really good effect.
So yeah, you can see this is being cast by Paragon Challenger League, which is not me somehow. So if you want to catch a real English cast, I guess you could try to find them somewhere on the internet. I don't know what's going on there. Man, scientists baffled. We also see a very interesting card here on Inser. He's got the Hemorrhage, and he's building that up very early. It gives him a lot of attack speed, some good lifesteal early into the game. And I guess Yin has a bit of extra survivability as well with the Gale to reflect some of the shots and keep her alive for a while. So I really do like this card on her. Maybe it makes it so that Yin is picked up a little bit more. But I'm wondering why heroes like Twin Blast or maybe even the Murdoch are not being touched at all in this game.
I mean, having spoke to some of the ADC players around the European circuit, they feel that Twin Blast is damage. Murdoch is damage, and the attack speed especially just doesn't feel there, and it feels like the damage drop off is real towards the late game. Twin Blast, I mean, I still think he's a very, very solid pickup, especially if you've got a phaser support. So,
well, you can't have a phaser support here.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, sorry, in general, that's what they, I think if we had the phase, we'd have probably saw more Twin Blasts.
Right now, the French squad, they're not going to be pushing too much at all. They just are going to be happy with their 1 inhib, and maybe they'll wait up for the next prime respawn, which is going to take... It's actually going to be up right now. I think I heard that coming in. I can hardly see that on the stream that we have, but... I guess it's time for Ascension to regroup and maybe try to take that. They'll get the invis on core, see if they can do anything with it, but Ignite will be making a beeline right for OP.
Yeah, they realise that if Ascension take this OP, it's essentially game over for them. They can't afford to allow them to take it now. It doesn't look like they're going to go on to it. It looks like they're just going to try and bait it and get a pick and hopefully secure it and do something from that. Yeah,
but the thing is... Decker's already got the invis, and yeah, iFairless puts down the ward, but it's way too late. The cage comes through. iFairless about to fall. He's not going to even get the chance to get off the stasis gem. Not sure what was going on there. Beautiful Tesla Dome out on the 2. Even without the cage, it's really splitting apart the Ascension, the Ignite squad, forcing them to fight on many different fields, which with such a huge advantage from Ascension, Ignite are really going to hurt from. Only Braum managing to get away, and that might very well be the end of the game, as where is everybody? Clearly the person who's observing is having the exact same problem with the map that I am, as I can't see anybody there, but you can still click on them, so I'm not sure why he's not. But in any case, they're going to be going for the base and probably ending the game here as Ascension take game number 1 of their Paragon EU Qualifier into the exhibition event campaign here pretty easily against Ignite.
Yeah, very impressive to play there from Ascension. I mean, Team Ignite are a relatively new team. I don't think they've. I don't believe they've got the.
Can we see the scoreboard, please?
No.
Nope. Oh, hi.
Okay.
That's not us. That's not what I look like.
I mean, I could roleplay the guy with the beard.
Yeah,
I
you could do
suppose.
the beard. That's close. It's a good representation. They're like cosplaying Nate here.
Yeah, but Team Ignite, they're a fairly new team. I don't believe they had their full roster out because I don't believe Mr. Wacko, their usual ADC, and I believe Generation Hollow plays in the jungle usually. So I'm not sure what happened with the team, why they didn't have their sort of full strength roster up today. I don't know if something to do with, just player timing's an issue. So I don't know if they're going to have the team out for the next match. But hopefully they can come back from this.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, the thing about the whole day is that they have a lot of time to try to fix some errors that they're making early, and also they get a chance to show their endurance over the course of the day, which a lot of teams might not have. They do get a couple of breaks depending on where those end up falling because of the teams dropping out. Apparently 3 teams dropping out of this group already. But
okay.
Yeah, they're having a lot of casualties there. We'll see if any of that goes on throughout the rest of the day. But that's going to be it for game number 1 in our Paragon EU Qualifier to the exhibition event. Oh, you can see that somebody's been muted on Skype as well on their stream. Luckily that I'm not showing you guys that. And yeah, so we'll be right back after a bit of a break. These games should be starting on the hour, so we'll see what happens there. But we should be back at 1 p.m. British time for our next game here. Cheers, guys.